Now, you know, back then when the first BMW X1 was launched, right, everyone was like, oh, it's just a basic entry-level BMW. There's nothing much inside. The car is quite small. You're getting it for the sake of the logo only. Well, guess what? Time has changed because this car is totally the opposite of that. Okay, just before I continue with this car, right, just a quick recap if you don't know what this car is. So this is the latest and newest BMW X1 S-Drive 20i. Yes, you heard that right. So this is not the fully electric BMW iX1 which got a lot of attention and it was launched back in May 2023. So this one was launched in October, which is just last month. So this car is effectively brand new delivery mileage. I'm going to explain to you guys why I feel this car, right, offers so much for the price you're paying for. You know how people always say the front of the car, which is the face of the car, is the most important part because that's the first thing you look at when you see the car, right? So this car, you can see it's heavily reworked. It's much more sculpted and much more refined as compared to the previous generation BMW X1. Now, one thing I love about this car, right, is how the grille now is nicely proportioned. Okay, it's nicely sized as compared to the body itself, because nowadays, yeah, you know, BMW can go very crazy with the grille, right? It's extremely huge, like the BMW i7. Some people love it, but a lot of people hate it as well. For me, I feel this car is just nice. And then from the side, we have this BMW LED headlights as well. You can see it's very angular, very sharp. Yeah, it just makes this car much more sporty and more aggressive. And if you come down towards the bottom, right, so you got this satin chrome finish contrast on both sides of the car. Even the side here, right, these are all functional air curtains which actually guides air towards the side of the car. Okay, now join me on the side profile of the BMW X1. I just gotta admit it, this car actually looks really good. The sculpture of this car from the side, right, it looks absolutely stunning, especially the sun shining on it right now, right, on my face as well. I'm getting tan by the moment. But yeah, this car, yeah, it looks really good from the side. And also one thing is that the size of this car, if you're wondering, right, is the same size as the first generation BMW X3. And one thing I also noticed, right, if some people who don't know BMW well, right, you think that this car is a BMW X3 as well, because the car looks so much more modern and larger now, right? People will actually mistaken this for the X3, X4 as well. Obviously, if you're a car enthusiast, you would know that this is a BMW X1. Okay, so this car, right, the wheels also is much larger now. So this is 19-inch wheels, and I love the design of the wheel itself. You also get this satin chrome side mirror as well. It doesn't matter what color you choose, right? If you, let's say you choose blue, you choose black, you choose white, all of the car actually comes with this satin chrome side mirror. Okay guys, I'm actually struggling with one thing. If you were to ask me whether the front end or the back end is nicer, right, I wouldn't give you a definite answer because I'm not sure. What do you guys think? I need your guys' help. Leave it down in the comment section below if you prefer the front end or the back end. I'm kind of leaning towards the back end because the back end actually, it's really aggressive, very angular. You have a lot of shapes to it. If you go up close, right, you can see there are actually a lot of lines, especially this aero blade rear spoiler, right? It makes the car look so much more sporty, okay? And then you obviously can see, right, this car also has the design elements from the old BMW X1, especially the light design, but this one is much larger. It's smoked out to give you that sporty look. And if you come closer to it, right, you have this three-dimensional shape to the taillights, which looks absolutely stunning. And if I were to unlock the car, right, you can see it actually doesn't light up straight away. It slowly glows to life. You can see. Take a look at it. Yeah, it glows to life and it's really cool. Even from the side as well, you got these shapes to it with the BMW logo. Yeah, it's all the attention to detail that matters. And then the bottom here, like I said, so this part here, you got all the chrome finish and around at the bottom, the satin chrome, and you got some black color parts here on the lower bumper to give you some contrast. Okay guys, I'm gonna try a feature that always failed me, that it didn't really work on the first try. Let's see if it works on this car. It's the kick sensor. Oh, it works on the first try. Well done, BMW. So inside right here, right, you have an ample amount of storage space to put your stuff. Okay, it's more than enough for the size of this SUV. And one thing that is very refreshing about this car, right, is this car has a spare tire. Yeah, normally BMW runs on run flat tires and it doesn't give you a spare tire. It's always a delight to have a spare tire because run flat tires are generally more expensive, they wear out faster, and then it is not comfortable because it's very stiff. And then let's say if you have a puncture, you have to go to the nearest tire shop to actually get it fixed. So yeah, but it depends. Some people actually like spare tires, some people actually don't. But for me, I prefer having a spare tire itself. Oh yeah guys, just before I head towards the interior of this car, there's something very important I've forgotten to tell you guys. That is the facts and figure for this car. So the price for this car is around 260,000 ringgit. So that's around 20 to 25,000 lesser than the BMW iX1. So this car is powered by a 2-litre turbocharged 4-cylinder engine that produces 204 horsepower and 300 Newton meters of torque. The top speed for this car is 236 kilometers per hour, and this car can take from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just 7.6 seconds. Okay, to enter the BMW X1, right, there are actually 4 different methods. Yeah, literally 4 different methods. So the first method is basically the traditional way, is to use the key, you just press unlock and you can enter. That's one. The second one is this car actually comes with a key card. So the card, what it happens is basically you just take it and just tap it at the door handle and it automatically unlocks as well. So that's the second method. The third method, you can just put your hand at the door handle with the keys in your pocket, keyless entry, it basically opens up as well. The fourth method is something which you can configure in the car itself. Is basically with your keys in your pocket, right? You just go close to it, it automatically detects you and it automatically unlocks without you putting your hand at the door handles. So yeah, I'm just gonna put my hand here, unlock it, side mirror opens up, and let's head towards the interior. Okay, you now join me in the interior of the new BMW X1. Like I said, it's much more modernized now, right? So firstly, you got this screen right here, which extends all the way towards the other end. So this is where you have your infotainment screen, and this right here is your digital gauge cluster, both together combined as a single display unit piece. Okay, so it's very clear, very high definition, it's very responsive as well. There are a lot of things you can do. I'm actually overwhelmed with things you can do with this car, right? The technology of how advanced it is. You got Android Auto, Apple CarPlay is all wireless as well, and then the bottom here, right? So this is really cool. So basically, it's a wireless charging pad. You can just put it here. It charges your phone, and one thing I like about this, right, is because this is actually placed vertically. You know, a lot of cars you have to put it flat, lie down flat. You can't see the notifications and everything. I mean, obviously you can see from the Apple CarPlay here, but you know, sometimes you want it like this. And there's actually a safety belt for the phone as well, which is this right here. You just push it there, and it locks your phone in place, so your phone is charging and it doesn't move around when you're cornering. Okay, you got 2 cup holders here, and this right here, I'm actually not used to this design right here because I'm always used to the physical shift knob, but now you can see it's much more minimalistic design. So this is your start stop button, this is your camera. So this car does not have the 360 camera as compared to the BMW iX1. Okay, so this one only have rear camera. Okay, then the side here, so this is how you go to different modes. You just push this lever down and up, okay, to go through different modes. Alright, then this is your parking brake. Then here, this is my modes. You press on this, what happens is it shows you your different modes you can go from. You can personal, sport, okay, if you want a sporty driving. Efficient is more for eco. You press expressive, what happens is the light actually changes as well, and you can see the design of it actually changes, yeah, which is really cool. Yeah, then you go back to this one, you have digital art, so you press, it changes as well. All this actually looks really good at night, but sadly now it's actually in the afternoon, so at night you can imagine how good it actually looks. So this screen right here, right, let me just go back to the normal one first, personal. So here, this is the steering wheel. One thing I love about BMW steering is it's very thick, okay, it feels very solid. So this button here, if you press, right, you can actually scroll through different layouts for the car itself, so for the screen itself. So let's say you want to display something in the middle, right, see, you can just do like this. Okay, there are a few things you can do from to display in the middle, and if you want to change the tachometer on the sides, right, you just push to the right. Okay, then you can go down. You can see you have different layouts for the tachometer, which is really cool. It's much more flexible now because everything is digital, right? Yeah, you can configure however you want it. Yeah, you can spend hours on this car. And this car is also very nice at night because you have this ambient lighting here. This ambient lighting runs here, all the way towards the back, the side, even the back as well as ambient lighting, all towards here. Yeah, which is always nice. Okay, despite this car being so cool and all, right, there are actually 3 things I dislike about this car upon exploring the car itself. Firstly will be the climate control. Now this one, it happens to a lot of modern cars nowadays where they have all the controls inside the screen itself. So you don't have it right here. Number 1 will be the climate control. So the climate control, you actually have to press here and then you have to adjust from here. I mean, it's not that bad, but you know, it takes time to get used to. You have to press a few buttons instead of having a physical knob, you can just twist. Okay, the second thing would be this car, right, when you start it up on default, it actually turns on the auto start stop, which most of us actually usually turn it off with a press of a button. But sadly, this car doesn't have a physical button for you to switch it off. What you have to do is basically you have to press this button right here. You press on this, it brings up this menu. You press on drive chain and chassis. Okay, then auto start stop, you have to press deactivate once for it to switch it off. And this process, you have to repeat it every time you start the car if you want to switch off auto start stop, yeah, which is kind of annoying. Another thing would be this right here. So this part here, right, you can see this one actually you can store stuff inside here, but take a look what happened when I press on this. It actually pivots this way, which is not good for the driver because you have to actually peek here to see what's here. Obviously, because this car is built in Germany, right, it's all left-hand drive, so obviously from that side it's much easier, but they didn't bother making it this way. So yeah, it's kind of fiddly, yeah, to actually do like that. The bottom here, you have extra storage space to put your stuff. I like how this piece is actually floating. Then you can hear you got your charging port as well to charge your stuff. Yeah, I think that's about it. Okay, I'm currently at the back seat right now. You can see I have a lot of legroom. Obviously, this car is much larger now as compared to the previous one, so you got more space. And I like how the seats, you can actually put it inclined more, so it's more comfortable for longer distance journey. You open this up, okay, you got 2 cup holders for you. And I like the leather as well, it's very nice, it's very high quality. You got AC vents here, you got charging ports, you can put your stuff here. Yeah, and then this one is actually not very high, the center tunnel. You can actually, one person can actually sit here comfortably. So if you have to sit here, right, you can see. Yeah, it's just nice, it's quite comfortable as well. You can fit 1 more people here, and 1 more people here. Yeah, not bad. And yeah, I think that's about it for my review of the BMW X1 S-Drive 20i. Now, it's still a mouthful. Sometimes it takes time to get used to the S-Drive 20i. But anyways, this car, I would say, right, if you are looking for an affordable BMW, it's not too large, a mid-sized version SUV, this would be it. And like I said, this car is much more advanced now as compared to the previous generation X1. Okay, with all the latest technology, and this car also has everything you need, right, in terms of practicality, in terms of power, in terms of space, luxury, everything. So yeah, this car I would say it's a good buy if you're planning to buy one. And now after reviewing this car, right, I've made the decision to say the back end looks better than the front.